Do you feel your vote made a difference in this election?
No, it didn't make a difference. Obviously, I lost my vote. And the problem with it, from what I see, is you got two men jousting against each other that really don't appeal to anybody. It evened everything out, the playing field. Unfortunately, we have a couple of parties that don't matter, took votes away that kind of could have swayed things one way or the other, as we know. But unfortunately, we are with another Trudeau government, and it's going to be 2 years until he calls another election, and we're right back into the fire again.
For sure, I didn't really want the Liberal Party to win because that's who took it, right? So yeah, for sure, absolutely. And I think in the future it'd be great if there was easier ways to vote, such as online. I know that's harder, but just getting the people that sometimes can't vote because of whatever reason, I think it would make a difference. So
I feel in terms of the election, it helped the people that I voted for know that there are people out there that support other parties. So that should encourage them to continue on and keep pressing on, and eventually, hopefully, we'll see a change in government at some point.
I guess it always makes a difference. The point is to come out and express your vote, right? So my candidate won, and that way it feels like I made a difference, but ultimately just showing up is what's really important, I think.
It does make a difference, I think. I'm not too familiar with the logistics of it, but at least I made my vote count for myself, I feel.
Well, I'm from Ottawa, and in the riding where I am, no, because a lot of people vote the way they always did, and which is unfortunate. But we've got a lot of new Canadians now, and I think eventually the country's in a place where it's trying to figure out what it wants to be again, and it's pretty divided. So, did my vote make a difference? Overall, yeah, probably. In the riding where I live, probably not. I don't know.
I was kind of frustrated with the whole process, to be honest with you. It's like every election, all the politicians go up there and they promise so many different things. I'd love to take a look at history and see how many of those promises actually came to fruition once they were elected. You know, so to me, it's pretty frustrating. I already knew it was probably going to end up to be another minority government, so that's a lot of time and effort that just went out the door. But it is what it is, right? So
no, I sort of leaned PPC, but I was actually sort of responsible. Not that it mattered in my district here, Kitty Vitty, but I did vote for the PCs because I just wanted to get Trudeau out. But I could see how the Conservatives had a hard time getting a lot of support because their policies were so similar.
I did vote for the Liberals last time because they said they were going to bring in proportional representation, so my vote really would count. And obviously he didn't, so I didn't vote for him again because he lied about that. And I really think there should be proportional representation to make it fairer, and my vote would count.
I am a left-leaning thinker, but this time around I did not vote for the left just because I wasn't happy with some of the things that happened with the current party. So no, I do not think that my vote made a difference.
Yes. Why? It's good to participate in the democratic process as a citizen of Canada. So that in itself is meaningful.
it's more of the same. People, I think people were afraid of certain parties and going a particular way, so they just voted the same as they did before.
No, it made, because it didn't give you time. I didn't get to hear from all the candidates, right? And especially in my district of Kilbride, did see a few come by, but never really got to speak to anybody to find out what their issues were.
My vote made a difference, but it also didn't in this election because my riding went Liberal. My riding's representative is Lametti, so Minister of Justice. I voted NDP, so obviously my vote didn't elect anybody, but it did send a message in terms of popular vote numbers, I guess.
How about yourself? Did your vote, do you feel it made a difference, yes or no?
My vote made a difference. Of course, we don't feel it on an individual level whether it made a difference or not, but in terms of the overall statistics, it makes a difference, and you got to keep that in mind.
I'd like to think so. I know that my candidate was a resounding success, so I'm happy with that.
No, until we have proportional representation, I don't think so. Because I generally vote green, and that means I'm throwing my vote away, really. Even though I didn't this time, but it's until we have proportional representation, no, I don't think it matters. we need to get that. But Trudeau promised to do it before the previous election and didn't. This time he didn't even promise he would do it. So I'm not holding my breath to get proportional representation. I think I'm too old to see it happen.
I mean, proportional representation is what we really need, so no, I don't feel like my vote made a difference, but yeah.
Not really, no. I feel like we've flatlined and everything is pretty much status quo. We carry on from here after investing many days and many weeks of people's lives that probably could have been invested in other things.
Unfortunately, I don't. The only reason that I would say would be because the party that I voted for didn't really get a lot of votes, so I don't feel as though my vote really made a difference. I did vote for someone that mattered to me and for a cause that mattered to me, so at the end of the day, I think that's really all that matters.